It's Thursday night. Welcome to Small Home Comforts. Tonight we are in the book corner talking about Eleanor Estes this evening. An author of several books, so I thought we'd talk about that tonight. So, as you know, I have to get some things going here. So, bear with me a moment. But if you are here, I would love to know in the comments. Let me let me know that you're here and just say hi. So I sometimes have a hard time seeing it. Depends on where you're at and where you're watching from in order for me to um, in order for me to see you. So just say hi in the comments. I would love to welcome you. I'm sorry I'm a couple minutes late tonight. I was sitting here, I had everything set up, and the camera just turned off, and I had to get some new configurations going. So I don't even know what happened, but a couple minutes late. So welcome. It is nice to have you. Aunt Eileen is here. Hello. I don't see any other comments at the moment. So if you're here, let me know in the comments, and I would love to say hi. So, as I said at the beginning tonight, I thought we would talk about Eleanor Estes and some of her books. So, hello, I see your comments. Hello, welcome. We will start tonight with our tea per usual. So, let me know what you're drinking. Tonight, I have iced tea, just plain iced tea tonight, just going for classic comfort this evening. So, nothing fancy, nothing flavored, just plain iced tea, a little bit sweetened actually. So um, I don't put sweetener in my hot tea, but in my iced tea I like to have just a little bit. So cheers. Let me know what you're drinking. I see Megan here. I see Kelly here. Hello. Welcome. Nice to have you. All right. So I thought tonight we would talk about, I'm sorry, Megan. I said your name wrong again. I'm going to get it right. I just realized I did that. I'm glad to have you here, even if I said your name wrong. I apologize. Um, okay, so tonight I thought we would talk about Eleanor Estes. So, as you know, we are celebrating launch week here at Small Home Comforts. The summer book box is now available, and the summer book box features the Moffats, which is the first of the four Moffats book in the series. So, this was Eleanor Estes' first novel. It was her very first attempt, and a successful one. People really liked it so much that it's inspired three subsequent novels after this one. So um, it is a quartet, I guess you could call it. So that was her very first one, written in 1941, and we're going to kind of be delving into that one throughout the summer. But I thought we would start with that one tonight, not only because it is the book in the book box, but also because it was her first one. So um, the she was a children's librarian, and as I have been doing some research on Eleanor Estes for the box, it is interesting to see how the fact that she was a children's librarian kind of um, inspired her writing and inspired some of the stories that she tells. I think she had a lot of experience with children, and she had a daughter of her own, and so she, just kind of that just kind of shines through in her books. There's really kind of a childlike perspective in her books, which is just so humorous and touching and lovely. So Martha is here. Hello, Martha. I can see you. Michelle is here. Michelle is drinking iced barley tea from Korea. That sounds unique. Do you sweeten it, Michelle? Do you have some kind of sweetener in it, or do you drink iced tea just as it is? I've never had that kind before, so I would love to hear. Um, I see Karen is here. Karen is drinking Blue Butterfly Pea Vanilla Midnight. Wow, that sounds amazing. And here I'm drinking just plain tea. And Karen has all the things in hers, which sounds lovely. How lovely for this summer, well, almost summer evening. Megan is drinking a beer. She said it's been a day. Sometimes you got to have beer instead of tea. So whatever whatever you got to have, right, to wind down after a long day. So because I can't, I wish I could show you here. Um, the comments, I can't share comments from Instagram because the the software that I use doesn't just barely tolerates Instagram. So I can't share comments from Instagram, but if you are on YouTube or if you are on Facebook, I can share comments. And so I'm going to show you this one here. Martha is, if that works. All right, I think I'm gonna have to do it on two screens. One for Instagram and one for Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what happened, but we're just gonna have to roll with it. I hope you can. Let's just go right back to where we left off. Thanks for bearing with me. We'll see. Hopefully they'll play nicely now. So we were just talking about our tea. We were talking about Eleanor Estes tonight. We started talking about the Moffats, which was Eleanor Estes' first book written in 1941. And we were just kind of talking about that. So we'll just continue right on. So I'm going to hold the rest of the Moffats books until the end because I kind of want to, I think, kind of keep those all together. But right at first, I want to talk about some other books that Eleanor Estes wrote, which are the pie books. So this is Ginger Pie and Pinkie Pie, and Ginger Pie won the Newbery Award medal. You can see it right there. It's kind of shiny there in 1951. Well, 52. I'm sorry. It was published in 1951, and then she won the Newbery for it in 1952 for most notable book. And these two are kind of a duology. So this one was published, like I said, 1951, and then this one came out in 1958. Ginger Pie is the dog. So the children in the book are Jerry and Jerry and Rachel, and Jerry wants a dog so badly. He just wants it, so he saves up. He just gets, all excited about it, and they find a puppy, and then they name him Ginger. So he becomes part of the family. Their last name is Pie, which she kind of does like a play on words, where she says, "Oh, we're the Pies," but it's spelled P-Y-E, and it's like a whole thing. For the Pie family. And then Ginger disappears. And so much of the book is trying to find out what happened to Ginger, where did he go, and their children are seeking him out. And so if you can see me, just let me know in the comments, could you? Because I don't know why it's quitting like that. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm having a hard time tonight. So anyway, we're just going to keep going right along with Ginger Pie. So Ginger Pie, obviously the dog that we were talking about. Uncle Benny is the two children's brother, and I'm sorry, uncle, and he's younger than them. And there's this whole charming scene in the church where Jerry and Rachel go to the church to dust the pews off. They taken over a job. Jerry wants to buy the dog, and so he's taking all the jobs that he can, and he earns some money by dusting the pews. And they decide to use Uncle Benny as the pew duster, and they just slide him straight across. So Rachel slides him across the pew to Jerry, and Jerry slides him right back. And it's just such a charming scene. Okay. Kelly says, keep going, we're watching. We're going to just keep right on going. Okay, thanks for bearing with me, you guys, and I'm so sorry about that. All right, so moving on from Ginger Pie, I'm going to take a little sip of tea. Let's all take a little sip of tea and reassess here. Okay, here we go. So second in the duology is Pinkie Pie. Now, Ginger Pie still is in this one, their little dog. But in this one, the Rachel and Jerry's family go to, let's see, what's this island here? They go to there's a special island because their dad is an ornithologist and he studies birds, and Rachel wants to also study birds, and so she wants to take after her dad. And while they're on this island studying birds, and the family is there, it's sort of like a vacation, but also sort of like a working vacation. And
because their dad is an ornithologist studying rare birds, they come and they say they're looking out their binoculars, they're kind of observing, and lo and behold, here on their porch is a cat, and they call him Pinkie, or her, Pinkie Pie. And so Ginger and Pinkie, they get along pretty well. Ginger is just kind of like, okay, that's fine that Pinkie's here, but Pinkie is a definite, she has some definite personality, and she becomes the typewriting cat. And I've talked about Pinkie Pie before because this is such a good book for summertime reading. It's set in the summer on this island off the coast of New England, and they all live in New England towns because Eleanor Estes herself was from New England, Connecticut specifically. And so I think that she liked to have things set in her in a place that she knew. And so I just think it's so charming. This one is especially good for summer, but they're both so good in this little duology. So anyway, those are the Pie books that Eleanor Estes wrote. And the other one that I wanted to go before we move on to the Moffats series is The 100 Dresses. So this one is a Newbery Honor book. She won the Newbery Award for Ginger Pie, but this is an honor book. So this one was also very well received. And this one was written in 1945, illustrated by Louis Slobodkin, or Louis Slobodkin. I'm not sure how he says his name exactly, but he has some very unique and distinctive illustration style. It's kind of like a sketch sort of a style, and you'll see this in the Moffats books as well. He illustrated those as well. So some of these ones are colored and some of them are not. And The 100 Dresses is about school children. And one girl who is not as well off as maybe the rest of them are, is kind of bullied by, she is bullied by the other children in their class, specifically this girl named Peggy, who makes fun of her for wearing the same blue dress every single time, every single day at school. And Wanda says that she has a whole closet full of dresses at home. She's got 100 different dresses at home, but she just likes this one. She prefers this one. And so Peggy makes fun of her, but Peggy's friend Maggie really, she goes along with Peggy because she feels, kind of like she doesn't want to be the one who is, being laughed at or whatever. But she ends up regretting that she didn't stand up for Wanda. She ends up regretting that she allowed this kind of behavior to happen and that she went along with it. Because as they discover, Wanda just kind of imagined all of these dresses because she was so, not kind of like embarrassed, sort of. But did she really imagine them? So it's a very beautiful ending to the story, and it kind of explains the 100 Dresses. And it's a very sweet story, and this one was very well received and well liked. And it seems that Eleanor Estes herself had a similar experience when she was in school, and she was the Maggie figure. She was the Maggie character who wished that she had said something at the time. Because she didn't say something at the time, this was kind of her book by way of kind of like apology, because she couldn't go back in time and fix what she had participated in. And so it was kind of her, her apology, her public apology for her behavior. So that was kind of like a touching, and how the 100 dresses come into play and what they end up being, you'll have to read to find out, because it's a sweet ending to the book. So anyway, have you guys read any of these books? Have you seen any of these ones before? I'm getting notifications over here. Let's see. Okay, well, we'll just leave that. Deal with that later. I feel like Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind movie. Oh, I'll deal with that later. You know how she just keeps going. So anyway, What else? Oh, those were the three non-Moffat books that I thought we would talk about. But I do want to talk about the Moffat books. So at the beginning, we talked about the Moffats a little bit. So I won't go over that again. The next one in the series is the Middle Moffat, which specifically talks about Jane and her adventures in their town of Cranberry. This one was also a Newbery Honor book, and quite lovely. I love this one. The whole story kind of centers around the oldest inhabitant, is what they call the gentleman who is the oldest man in the town, and he's just about to turn 100. And Jane thinks that's a really big deal, and so she feels like she has to personally kind of look out for him and watch out for him. And so while she goes on these separate adventures, and it tells about her friendships and things, she feels like she has to kind of befriend him and watch out for him. And so they strike up a kind of a friendship between Janie and the oldest inhabitant. So this one is a charming one, and you've heard me say before about how I love series in the summertime. So I'm including this book in the summer book box, if you didn't see my announcement before, as a special 1-year anniversary celebration, a special little gift. I thought I would give you the next book on the further reading card, which if you're a subscriber, you know that I put that in each one of the boxes. So if you become a book box subscriber for the summer, you will get both the Moffats and the Middle Moffat in your summer box, because they're just so charming. So that is the second in the Moffat books. The third one, which also won a Newbery honor, not the medal, but the honor, is Rufus M. And this one then goes to the youngest child. So Janie is the middle child, but Rufus is the youngest child. And the most notable one in this, the most notable chapter in this one that I remember, I guess I should say not notable, but memorable, is the one where he goes to get a library card. And while I was doing my research on Eleanor Estes, she said that she did model that after a particular little child that was in her library that she personally had had experience with or whatever. So, like I said at the beginning, she put a lot of the stories that she personally knew about in her books. In fact, going back to the pie books, Pinkie Pie and Ginger Pie, there is a whole story revolving around how Mr. and Mrs. Pie met. Mr. Pie, the ornithologist, and Mrs. Pie, his wife, and the young Pie's mother. And they met with he was going up the down escalator, and she was coming down it. And that's how they met. And she said in real life, I think her husband or somebody knew... she didn't know the person personally, but her husband knew the person, and they were talking about how he went up the down escalator, and so she based her story on that. So, and then there's a whole chapter in this one about the getting a library card as a young child. And so a lot of these stories in these Moffat books make me think of Henry Huggins. Beverly Cleary, too, was a children's librarian, and she put a lot of that experience into her books. And each chapter is kind of like a different episode in going along with their lives. And so I really kind of think that's cool how these children's librarians kind of their experience informed their writing. So that is the third one. And the fourth book in the Moffat series. So this is very interesting. This one is the Moffat Museum. I have read this one, but it's been a really long time. So I'm going to just read to you from the back here. There has never been a museum in Cranberry until now. Among its treasures are the first bike each of the Moffat kids rode, stardust from a meteor that fell to Earth, a beautiful painting made by Sylvie, and, most spectacularly, Rufus the Waxworks boy, who is as funny as he is waxy. The museum is so interesting that Mr. Pennypepper even brings tourists to visit. But the museum is really for Jane, Joey, and Rufus themselves, so they can remember all the good times they've had, because life is changing for the Moffats. Yet even if Sylvie gets married or Joey goes off to work or Rufus grows up, one thing will never change. The Moffats are still the sort to hilariously fill even the most ordinary day with extraordinary fun. So this one was written 40 years after the first three. So the Moffats was written in 1941, and then the Middle Moffats was written in 1942, and then Rufus M was written in 1943, and then the Moffat Museum was written in 1983. So I think that that's kind of interesting. I don't remember much about this one, but I think that this just kind of like rounds out and kind of shows you where they went from there. So kind of an interesting little end to the Moffats series. So Eleanor Estes wrote a bunch of other books too, but these I think are her most notable, and these are the ones that I wanted to kind of talk about tonight. Eleanor Estes was known for her humor. She had, there's kind of like a gentle humor throughout these books, which honestly, I found laugh out loud funny. Like some of the things, like I was talking about how they were, I don't know if it cut out on me. So let me just tell you this story again, because from one of the books, because it was just so funny and so memorable. In Ginger Pie, Uncle Benny, who is their uncle but is younger than them, he's like 3 years old, is kind of their companion, comes along with them when he can. And then Rachel and Jerry are the two children. And Jerry wants a dog so much. And so he's going to save up money to buy a dog. This is, when he has his eye on Ginger. And so he takes a job in the church dusting pews, like on a Saturday. And so Rachel comes along with him to help him. And so they're in the church dusting pews, and they're, doing it in the normal way until finally they had to take Uncle Benny with them. And they finally realized that it might be easier to just kind of shoot Uncle Benny down the pew. One kid stands on one side, one kid stands on the other. Uncle Benny gets a ride, and the pew gets dusted at the same time. And it's just so funny and memorable, where Rachel stands on one end, Jerry stands on the other end of the pew. They're going to dust the church, and they shoo their uncle back and forth, and he gets to have fun, and they get to earn their money. So I don't know if you heard me say that before, because I think I was explaining that as the technology wasn't doing great. But anyway, it's just such a funny, memorable scene. And Eleanor Estes was kind of known for her humor. I watched an interview that she had, and her editor was there as well. And the editor said that one of the reasons that they got along so well was because of Eleanor Estes' sense of humor, and the fact that they just kind of were compatible that way. And so it was just kind of such a lovely, charming story. And I loved it. So that is it about Eleanor Estes and the Moffats. As you know, the little yellow house, I've been talking about this a lot, but in the Moffats, there features a little yellow house. And so I have created a little yellow house bookmark to go along with this book. And that will be included in the summer book box. If you sign up tonight, I will give that to you for free as kind of like an early bird bonus. So the signups for that have to be by tonight. It's going away after that. If you are already a subscriber, or if you have signed up this week, then you're getting that in your box, and I can't wait to send it. It's handmade by me, which I just kind of like to have something a little special, to share. So anyway, okay. I'm so sorry about the technology, but here we are. So, as you know, this is launch week at Small Home Comforts, and so I will be live again tomorrow to celebrate some new subscribers who are in the box and celebrate some of the subscribers that have been here before. But before we go tonight, a couple things. Usually I end with what I'm reading now. And because you're here and because it's launch week, I'm going to do a little giveaway because, for anybody who's here. So if you're watching this on the replay, this is just for live. So if you are here and if you would like to enter the giveaway, shall I show you what it is? I'm excited about this. So if you have been following along with me this year, you know that I am doing a read through the year with Georgette Heyer. And she has detective novels, 12 detective novels, mystery novels, whodunit novels that she wrote. So I'm reading one a month. And next month's, so not this month's, which I will talk about eventually, but next month is called A Blunt Instrument. And I found, it drives me nuts, you guys, that this is backwards. I'm so sorry, but you get the idea. A Blunt Instrument is July's read that I'm going to be doing. And I thought perhaps one of you would like to have this book to read along with me. I found an extra copy. I saw it and I got it at a library sale because I wasn't sure that I had it. But turns out that I do have it, so I thought I would send this one along to one of you. It is gently used. It's not brand new, but it is in very good condition. And so I thought if you would like to have that, that's what I'm going to give away tonight, along with a little tea note as a thank you for being here this evening. So if you would like to win the giveaway, just pop in the comments some little emoji of your choice, whatever you like, and I will do the drawing right now, right here. This is for U.S. residents only. I have to say some of these disclaimers. U.S. residents only, not sponsored by Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or anyone. There's no purchase necessary to enter. And you have to be willing to give me your address privately in either a direct message or via email. So those are all of my disclaimers. So let's do a little giveaway. Just put if you want to be entered, put an emoji right there in the comments right here on Instagram. I think it's not working on any of the other places, so we're going to just have to do it right here. So while you are putting your emojis in there and also telling me what your current read is, so I'll look for emojis for the giveaways. I will look for comments if you would like to share with me what your current read is, and then I will share with you what my current read is. Okay. Let me take another sip of tea, you guys. I'm all flustered because of this technology. Okay, current read for me is the Georgette Heyer of this month for June, which is called They Found Him Dead, and this one is a reread for me, so I do remember this one. But this one is shaping up to be very similar to the one that I read in March, which was The Unfinished Clue. And that one was my favorite so far, and I think that this one is going to be right there with it. The last two, I was a little kind of like, they were okay, but this one here, I'm enjoying a lot. So this is what my current read is. And I've got one of my other bookmarks just to show you. I've got a whole bunch of velvet bookmarks in the shop. I'm going to be listing these later next month. So I've got some new ones lined up for you. But for now, we're doing the summer book box. All right, let's see what you're reading now. Rose Cottage by Mary Stewart is what Martha is reading. I have been wanting to get to Mary Stewart. I really... there was one called Thorny Field or something like that I thought I would start with, and I have not gotten to Mary Stewart yet. So, I will get to it sometime. Megan is still reading Beautiful Mystery by Louise Penny and just started Trixie Belden #3. Trixie Belden is just got to be perfect for summer. I love it. Love it, love it. That is, The Growing Summer by Noel Stretfield. Karen is reading. Karen, how is it? So I've heard it was wonderful, and I have been wanting to read it. I've been wanting to get my hands on it. And then I just recently saw somebody saying something that it wasn't as good as she thought. Who did I just see that on? Somebody's YouTube channel, and I got kind of disappointed. So I'm going to read it for myself because I want to know, and I would love to hear Karen, what you think of it, because I've heard mixed reviews, and so I would love to know. Martha is moving into Summer Pudding by Susan Scarlett. That sounds lovely. That sounds perfect for summer. Megan is saying she read The Growing Summer last year and she enjoyed it. Okay, good. So this is sounding like I'm gonna enjoy it. If Karen is reading it and Megan is reading it, then I think I'm gonna love it too. So good. And Michelle says she's currently reading Small Teaching by James Lang, nonfiction on the science of learning. Ooh, sounds like you might be getting some nuggets right there, huh? Lovely. All right, I'm going to go back to your, what do you call it? emojis. Karen says she already bought a blunt instrument, so she's not entering, but she's here for the ride. So, okay. Halo.Light Studios, that's Michelle, right? So I'm going to write your handle here, though, so that we can see let's see here. I'm just writing all your names down and putting them. I've got a little teacup here. I mean, I'm not your names, your handles. So I'm going to fold it and put it in there. Let's see, Martha is entering. I'm just writing your names down. The first time I did a giveaway on Instagram, you guys, I had my husband sit here off camera. He didn't want to be on camera to help me with this because I didn't know if I could talk and write at the same time, and so I just had him help me. I was so nervous, but now I'm just doing it myself. There's other things that we had to do. Let's see. Oh, Michelle is saying pass in the book. She was just doing something else. Okay, the Bertram Bunch is saying the Labors of Hercules Beale. I've heard of that one. I've heard good things about that one. I never read it, though. That was Gary Schmidt? Was that Gary Schmidt, Melissa? Okay, I think Melissa's entered this too here. Let's see. I want to make sure that I got all of the... 1, 2... Oh, yeah, Bertram Bunch does have a little emoji. Oh, and Michelle is saying take hers out. Okay, I'm taking yours out, Michelle. So I have Martha in here. Martha had an emoji, and the Bertram Bunch, that's Melissa, had an emoji, and Megan had an emoji. I'm saying your name right, Megan. I'm practicing. I said it wrong earlier today. Oh, Melissa's saying it's good and her preteens are enjoying it. Okay, and it was by Gary Schmidt. Okay, we ready for this Georgette Hare book? See who I'm going to send it to. Ready? And ta-da! Who have I got? Oh, it's backwards, but it's Megan. Right here, I've got your handle on there. So Megan, I will send that along to you so that you can join for our July Georgette Hare read through, and I hope that that you will love it. So, all right, everyone. Let's see. Oh, I think that's it for tonight. I was totally, if you were here last week with Meg and myself, we were talking about American Girl, and my sister kind of dared me to put a Felicity bonnet on, and right before I got on here, I ran in to see if I could find it, and I could not find it. So hold that thought. Until next week, I'm going to search up my Felicity bonnet so that you all can see what I was talking about, so that Meg and can see, and so that my sister can see that I will put it on on here on Instagram. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for dealing with all of the technical difficulties. It's so nice to have you, and I hope to see you again soon. Oh, so Megan is saying I'm wearing Felicity purple. I did the purple because, and I got some purple flowers because I wanted to match the summer book box. I thought it would be fun to kind of tie it in. So anyway, that's our fun for tonight. I'm going to try again tomorrow to go live to kind of celebrate some new subscribers, some previous subscribers. We'll have maybe some fun little games in the afternoon if I can get this streaming service to work properly. And yeah, we'll continue the celebration. Thanks for being here tonight, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.